Hey, welcome. It's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. You know, I talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. So glad you joined me again. Hi, Cooper. My dog, Cooper, wants to be let out. Thank you. My coffee, gotta have some coffee, of course. My coffee, as you know, very strong, like my opinion. And I gotta have some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. All right, here we go. Now, normally I don't do videos like other people do just to rile you up or get clickbait or whatever. I like to have substance to it, but maybe this will get some people a little angry, but that's just fine. I like to express my opinion, but I also like to have a little substance behind it. So hopefully that will pull the trick here. As you know, Manny Pacquiao has already announced he's coming back from retirement. That's no surprise. I don't think to anybody, especially me, because I predicted that would be the case shortly after he announced his retirement after that loss to Ugas about a year and a half ago. And of course, the reason is pretty clear. Pacquiao has been fighting all his life, and he I don't know if he needs the money, but he loves the game and he likes the attention and the pageantry and whatever, all of that stuff. And so I'm personally glad to see Pacquiao back in the game, even though he's getting a little bit older. He's, what are you going to be, 44 already? Go outside, Cooper, go. Gee, who runs the show here? I think it's my dog. Anyhow, Pacquiao, the rumor has it that, and it's not just a rumor, they've been talking. Pacquiao is going to fight Benn, a young boxer from the United Kingdom, and he's a good one. He's undefeated. The only problem I would have with that is that Benn is not yet, a championship level fighter. He hasn't fought any of the big dogs. But hey, he's unbeaten, so good for him, and he wants a piece of this Pacquiao challenge. So that would be a good fight. They're thinking it'll probably be in Abu Dhabi or some Middle Eastern country, probably in the summer or early fall. So we'll see. We'll let the negotiations proceed. But here's the point I want to make. And I think a lot of you agree. Pacquiao has fought nothing but champions most of his career and beaten more champions. He has more victories over current or former champions than any other fighter, okay? Sorry, Floyd Mayweather. That is an accurate statement. So I personally want to see him, even though he's older, go after one of the belts. And who holds, there are 4 belts, as you know, WBO, WBA, WBC, and IBF. Who holds those belts? I'll remind you, 2 great undefeated fighters, Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Now, why have they not jumped up and said, yeah, I want to fight Pacquiao? They're afraid. There's no other reason why they haven't taken the bait and willingly put their record on the line and say, yeah, I want to fight Pacquiao. That's the only reason. Now, I know that sounds a little ludicrous because they're great fighters. They're both undefeated, kind of in their prime, maybe getting a little past their prime. But I'll spell this out for you, okay? Errol Spence Jr., 33 years old, from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He holds the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. Now, he's a great fighter. There's no question about that. Like Pacquiao, he's a left-hander. He's only fought once in 2.5 years. So I don't know why that is. He apparently doesn't need the money. But, you know, when you're a fighter, you're a championship fighter, you're a little more active than that. And look back, he was scheduled to fight Pacquiao 1.5 years ago, and that fell through because of this mysterious eye injury just 10 days before the fight. And blah, 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 you know, the rest of that story, you've heard it before. And it just, to me, it's another example of corruption in the boxing industry. And most people, you may not agree, but I think most people do agree, Pacquiao would have beat him. And that's why we saw all that dishonesty in the ranks. Nothing against Spence. He's a great fighter, and I do respect him and his ability. But I believe, and many people believe, Pacquiao would have beat him. And that's why they, made the switch-o, change-o and had Ugas fight him at the last minute. And Ugas beat him. Partly because Pacquiao wasn't prepared adequately to fight Ugas. having said that, Spence fought Ugas shortly thereafter and beat him. But again, that's the only fight he's had in the last year and a half, 2.5 years. So it's crazy. So Spence still undefeated. Terence Crawford still undefeated, the WBO champion from Omaha, Nebraska. He's 35, so neither one of these guys are spring chickens anymore. He has only fought 4 times in 4 years. That is just not adequate. I'm sorry. I know times have changed. You know, back in the day, Pacquiao would fight 2 or 3 times a year, maybe even more in his younger days, but that's not the case anymore. And Crawford, again, 4 fights in 5 years. Why is that? I don't know. And Crawford and Spence have been jawing back and forth for a few years now about them fighting each other. I don't know why that hasn't happened. It's beyond me. So this is all just, it makes no sense to me why, you either. Cooper, go lay down. Go, I'm busy. Thank you. Why, you know, there's so many reasons why they would fight each other, and especially why they would fight Pacquiao. Money, more money, even though these guys have plenty of money, that would mean more money than they've ever made by far in any of their previous fights. Plus the fame, plus the, you know, the adulation, plus the respect. And they go down as fighting, maybe beating one of the greatest fighters of all time. So why would they not fight Pacquiao? It's just a... Oh, and by the way, Spence, remember, last year said, oh, I'm not going to fight him because, why would I? It would be like Larry Holmes beating Muhammad Ali when he was past his prime. And, you know, that would just be an embarrassment to Ali. You know, that's just a cop-out to me. That's a cop-out. He's afraid, and I'm sorry, but so is Terence Crawford, afraid of Manny Pacquiao. Now, in their defense, a lot of people are afraid of Manny Pacquiao with good reason. He's an 8-division world champion, pound for pound, maybe the greatest fighter ever to step into the ring. And even though he's 44, I still think he has it, and if and he thinks he still has it, and if he has time to prepare adequately for his next opponent, he's the same old scary Manny Pacquiao in the ring. So there you have it. I still think, you know, the Conor Benn fight would be okay, but we're used to more than just okay for Manny Pacquiao. We're used to him fighting the best of the best, like he's done throughout his entire career. And his last fight, again, was a championship fight, as was the one before that, and before that, it goes right down the line. He's maybe the greatest of all time. And so I believe these guys are afraid of him. Conor Benn's not afraid. He's ready to step into the ring, and that may be the next opponent. The young British fighter, he's had his issues with drug testing, but he's got the clear from... can't remember which one of the governing bodies. He's all clear to fight. And so it looks like it'll probably happen, or maybe it'll happen in Abu Dhabi later this year. That would be fine. It'd be great entertainment seeing Pacquiao back in the ring against another undefeated fighter. He's beaten 10 of them, by the way, in his career. So this is nothing new. So a Conor Benn and Pacquiao fight would be okay. Okay. But I want more than that. I'm a little selfish. But he's groomed all of us fight fans to be selfish because he's set the bar so high that no other fighter will ever reach those heights. 8-division world champion and 5-division lineal champion. No fighter has ever reached those heights in boxing history. So there you have it. My opinion, I'm standing by it. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, both undefeated, both champions, both afraid. They're both scared. Yes, I said it. They're afraid of Manny Pacquiao, and they're not going to fight him. I don't know why. There's many, many reasons, much of it big, big money, why it would be a good idea to fight him, but it's probably not going to happen. Very disappointing. Spence and Crawford, that's very disappointing. Why you wouldn't put your belts on the line and your pride on the line. You come on, you guys are fighters. Take on the challenge. It's Manny Pacquiao. Are you afraid? Apparently you are. All right, let me know what you have to think. Do you agree with my analysis here, or do you disagree? Let me know why. That's it for this edition of Coffee with a Goose. Love for you to give me your take on this issue and let me know what you think. Love to read the comments, and maybe I'll just learn a thing or two as well. All right, we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.